So the proclamation reads as follows. Whereas during the colonial and wartime occupation of Asia and the Pacific Islands from the 1930s through the duration of World War II, the Japanese Imperial Army commissioned the acquisition of young girls who became known to the world as comfort women. And whereas the comfort women system of forced military prostitution by the Imperial Army is considered one of the largest cases of human trafficking of the 20th century, and whereas the City of Glendale commends the United States Congress House of Representatives for the passage of Resolution 121 and joins with their recommendations that the government of Japan should educate current and future generations about this horrible crime while following the recommendations of the international community with respect to the comfort women. And whereas the City of Glendale has a long-standing history of recognizing cultural diversity and has been a strong advocate for human rights around the world, this was evident in 2012 when the City of Glendale first proclaimed July 30th as Comfort Women Day, and in 2013 when the Glendale City Council then voted to approve the Comfort Women Monument in the Glendale Central Park. Since the decision was made, the City of Glendale has continued to support efforts to secure the rights of those known as comfort women. Now, therefore, I, Mayor of Glendale, proclaim July 30th, 2022 as Korean Comfort Women Day and extend our profound hope that bringing these atrocities to light will serve as a grave reminder to the world that crimes against humanity will not be condoned or tolerated. Signed, myself, Mayor of Glendale, and I present this to Mr. Chang Lee, but if you'd like to first say a few words.
Our city was sued, and our wonderful city attorney for 3 years defended this statue, which represents the human rights issue, to protect the justice of this issue. A group called Hwarang Youth Group, who actually comes out every week to do a upkeep, maintain the statue, to clean around the area. But they actually produced this book, which will be, they're bringing 5 books, so which will be passed to every member here. And it's a wonderful thing. So last thing I want to say is that, you truly are my hero. You're a hero to the world, to Glendale. This is a wonderful city. I'm very proud to be Glendalean. So I want to introduce Aileen Lee. She's the chair summit of the Hwarang Youth Group. So take it away.
Okay, so first, Mayor Kasaki and council members Devine, Asachi, Brotman, and Najarian, thank you for your time. My name is Aileen Lee, and I'm an incoming senior at Crescenta Valley High School. I also serve as the summit chairperson for the Hwarang Youth Foundation. So our Korean American organization began in Los Angeles in 2006, and we have now expanded to contain 4,500 global members. And as a second generation Korean American, I believe that it's really important for us to be remembering our history and our past. 10 years ago, like you said, the Comfort Woman Peace statue was built at the Glendale Central Library. It stands today as an important part of our Korean American history. Much of the history has been pushed to be forgotten despite the horrifying past. And since 1932 to 1945, the Japanese imperial military had enslaved thousands of women from Korea, China, and other occupied countries. The enslaved sex slaves are now known today as comfort women. Hundreds of survivors have spoken up about their experiences, but Japan has continued to silence their survivors. Back in 2015, Korea and Japan had been close to an agreement on how to bring the fight to a close. However, 3 weeks after the terms had been settled upon, Prime Minister Abe told the Japanese National Assembly that there had been no document found that the comfort women were forcibly taken away. This statement had contradicted the goals in the Japan-South Korea agreement on recovering the honor and dignity and healing the psychological wounds of the victims. About 9 months after this agreement, the South Korean side had asked Abe to send a letter of apology directly to the former comfort woman. Abe's reply had been dismissive, and he said, "I have no intention of apologizing again." 3 days after the announcement had been announced, Sankei Shimbun, a Japanese newspaper that had right-wing tendencies, cited people close to the Prime Minister in reporting that the Comfort Women Agreement was a gamble that Prime Minister Abe makes to keep South Korea silent. In other words, the Japanese government had at the time viewed the agreement as more of a political strategy than a sincere apology to the comfort woman. However, this should not be considered a political matter. The survivors are continuing to fight, but they don't have much time left. We must remember the history for all of those who suffered and make sure it is never forgotten even after Japan officially apologizes. In order to do this, us at Hwarang Youth Foundation, we created a book to educate our future generation on government, as it tends to be an avoided topic in school. Our book consists of artwork and essays from Hwarang members, pages educating on the stories of events, as well as interviews from people of Glendale, such as the president of the Korea Glendale Sister City Association, Chang Lee, and the previous mayor of Glendale, Frank Quintero. We have also brought several copies today to hand out to each of the council members here. And overall, I just wish that the citizens of Glendale will take a look and educate themselves on the horrors past that Koreans have faced. And again, thank you to the city of Glendale for helping to maintain such a significant memorial for our community for the past 10 years. I hope Glendale and the Korean community can maintain a good relationship for the times to come. Thank you for your time.